there's time to understand that this ride you will remember for a lifetime. But after a quick stop to savour the moment and oddly sign the shop manager's plaster cast, there's work to be done in the saddle. The desert now starts to rise up over the mountains. On a chop like this, it's seriously hard work, but wonderful fun. My beast doesn't take too kindly to tight corners, and it's a real art to heave her through them, but never once do I feel she might make a bid for freedom, sending me over the side. Slow in, fast out, that's what they say, and my word, on this road, it couldn't be more true. Come into a corner too quick, and at best, it's a copious amount of paperwork and a whole load of gravel rash. After 10 miles of fab mountain riding, Oatman beckons, and it seems that somewhere along the road, I've been transported back to the age of the cowboy. Now look, we're here in Oatman. Now Oatman, you could call it tacky, you could call it really cool. I don't know which bits are original, and I don't know which bits are kitchen new for the tourists. What I can tell you though is there's a lot of donkeys. Now, rumour has it that when this mining town actually was disbanded and there was nothing more to mine, they kind of left the donkeys here to fend for themselves, and the townsfolk and then subsequently the tourists now keep them going. And my word, they're doing rather well. Like many others, Oatman was bypassed by the interstate and had to adapt or die. So the townsfolk dressed up what they had already and created a town straight out of a Wild West movie. So there's heaps to do and see here. Loads of gift shops, restaurants, hotels, and as ever, the ubiquitous burros or donkeys feeding on the tourists' handouts of countless carrots. But as I wander around the town, something catches my eye. I may be in trouble. Best get what I came for and head out of town. But I may be a bit late.
What you got there?
I ain't nothing for you guys. This is my special order from the big city.
Special order? We just didn't fall off the turnip wagon. We know that's gold in there.
Who's this fella?
This is my new deputy.
Hey, wait a minute.
You tell you what
I'm thinking the same doggone thing. He's got a wanted poster this big, please, over there in the wall.
You got a wanted poster on you?
I think we can make a dance, don't you? Quick! No, it looks like they left the box, though, didn't it? Oh, look there, they done got him a scatter gun.
You've been very, very naughty, all four of you. You've been appalling, you know, you've been very, very bad. Hey! Oh, 4 with 2, darling.
Yeah, betcha.
Happy days.
Hey.
Causing carnage here is all part of the fun. These gunfights happen every hour, so get involved. It's a blast. There is nothing like Oatman round here. It's a great day out, seriously. You know, family, all that kind of stuff. You're cruising through in your RV with all your children. They'll be very amused here. You may argue that it's sort of slightly Disneyland, but it's a real puff. Leaving Oatman and the tourists behind, the desert once again delivers. Down off the mountain, 66 is truly memorable. The desert continues to evoke an alien landscape, and that's why perhaps this area is one of the busiest places in the world for UFO sightings, encounters, and general extraterrestrial activity. I'm heading to Needles to meet up with a couple of fellas dedicated to the question, is there other life forms out there in the cosmos? Well, welcome to Needles. Now, Needles is a little town on the Colorado River that signals California. It's the first big town, really, when you cross the border from Arizona. Now, Needles is famous for that, but here, at this little radio station, it's very famous for something else. Dave and Frank run their little independent radio station, KTOX 1340 AM, from a dusty parking lot right on Route 66, broadcasting to the nation details of sightings, encounters and government cover-ups of UFO crashes. Do you believe, either of you, in people from other planets?
If I was to tell you guys what I really know, I may not be here tomorrow, so I can't tell you. But I will let you know that there are things that are out there that you do not know.
Man-made or in the universe?
Oh, in the universe. You would have to be stupid to think that we're the only ones here.
Sorry, that might be the authorities calling you.
Shut up, Frank.
Frank, don't say
You said
anything,
too much.
man. Guys, but you do a Route 66 radio show as well, don't you?
We do the official Route 66 radio show, hosted by Bob Moore. Every show, I think, has Get Your Kicks on Route 66, some version of it from some artist. It's really a good radio program. It's the highway that everybody really traveled on when they moved from the East Coast to the West Coast to follow that American dream. But life was slower then.
Do you think that the economic downturn and catastrophe that's gone on both for you guys and us, do you think actually the legacy of it might be quite beneficial, that people actually have no option to have a slower and more relaxed and, you know, just a slower pace to life, and actually to have some gratitude for what they've got? Life is so fast, it's boringly fast, right?
You got it right.
Oh, I got it right. I thought that was time up.
You got it right. Of course. That's not a question, that's a statement.
It's time for family values to come back, rather than possession values.
I think it's people understanding or coming to the understanding that who you are is not what you have.
So we're into our last state out of a possible 8, California. The state that all those travellers in the 30s craved to come to find work and a new life, away from the harsh realities of the Dust Bowl and depression in the East. A state that even today is seen as the land of opportunity and the utopia in which to realise your dreams and aspirations. But for me right now, all I aspire to is some gas. Well, they were some space cadets, weren't they? Down your needles at the radio station. Terribly nice chaps, and I guess they've got a point on some things. It's just not the way I roll, really. Now, this ride into Barstow is probably the last glorious riding on Route 66 before the mayhem that is Los Angeles and into Santa Monica. But, you know, just gonna kick back and enjoy it. It's 120 degrees. It's like riding in an oven, but yes, I'm in heaven. It's why I ride a motorbike and why riding Route 66 has changed my life. This is true freedom, where needs come first, not wants, where life is pared down to basics: an engine, some petrol, a bit of cash and an attitude. An attitude that rejects convention, deplores conformity, but embraces the real essence of self, a place where I know I belong. About 100 miles out of Needles, I roll into a little town called Amboy, home to Roy's Cafe, one of the most famous roadside haunts on Route 66. But 6 years ago, when I was last here, it was seriously worse for wear and virtually abandoned. That was until a fast food multi-millionaire called Albert bought it.
I bought the town in 2005. And when were you here last?
2004, I think.
Yeah, you just missed me.
Hang on a sec. Wait a minute. You bought the town?
Yeah, I bought the
You
whole
bought
town.
Amboy?
Yeah, the whole town. It was for sale on eBay for $1.2 million. So I tried to make a buy in 2003 at $1.2 million. And what happened, the deal fell through. 2005, we got an email at our office saying Amboy is going to be sold, best offer. And so I made an offer, $425,000, and they took it. So it went from $1.2 million to $425,000. At the time, that price is less than a house in LA would cost. The whole town included 500 acres, the cafe, the gas station, there's a church, a cemetery, schoolhouse. It's the whole history of things that happened in the 50s and 60s. Right, I think in California, this Roy's Cafe, especially that sign outside, is the most famous landmark in all of California on the Route 66 road. And I ended up owning it.
That's incredible.
The thing that I like about it, I control the destiny of Amboy. So I'm not going to modernize because I need to keep Amboy pure. And then if I do any building, I will reconstruct some of the buildings that were already here. If I keep it pure, it'll be the only attraction in California that's authentic.
So actually what you're doing is you're actually conserving America's history right here in Amboy.
I can't, yeah, it's amazing. And me, I become a preservationist.
I can't believe Albert actually bought the whole town rather than the gas station. But Roy's is one of the most famous places on Route 66, and I'm thrilled that Albert's actually getting hold of it and transforming it back to how it was. He's also, by the way, restoring this motel behind me. In a few months it's going to be up and running. Amboy sums up what I've encountered all along 66. Even since my last ride 6 years ago, the rejuvenation and transformation of a road that once was born out of necessity, then ravaged by the advent of the interstate, is now being reborn as a tourist destination. Most importantly, hard-nosed businessmen like Albert are signing up to the fact that there is real money to be made again out of Route 66. Revelling in another breathtaking sunset, this has been a day to savour, but as ever, Barstow soon engulfs me. Oh, it's a lovely morning, eh, in Barstow. What a great ride yesterday. I am convinced that that stretch of Route 66 is its finest. Barstow really marks the kind of start of the freneticism of our final leg of about 139 miles or something today into the craziness that is LA. Riding out of Barstow to get on Interstate 15 into LA.